And we're live. What is going on, guys? It's your boy Eric of EMFC.
This is Derek. D-E-A-D-E. This is Derek of the channel.
This is Wrestle Chat Wednesday, of course, on a Thursday. We have switched. Matt is not here this week, but that Derek guy is here instead. I think Matt said he might join, or maybe not. I don't know what he was saying earlier. We had some little softball practice before, so who knows? But again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Is a Wrestle Chat time. Um, just to put a little summary to you, Derek. Last week, me and Matt were kind of disappointed with wrestling a little bit. It was kind of a little boring, not gonna lie. The whole
Mm-hmm.
European thing kind of changed the timing of everything, and I'm working mostly when those events were happening, so I skipped a lot of wrestling or missed out. I didn't even watch the full pay per view yet. I still plan to kind of watch it, but we got to summarize it last week in our review. And yeah, we kind of gave our points of what we want more. Friday Night SmackDown actually kind of helped it because I think that SmackDown was probably one of the best throughout the year. It felt like the
I would
SmackDown
say
after
so.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We can go straight into the review of that as well, but we'll try to compare our points from last week till now because it was kind of like a complete 180. I just finished watching Raw right now as well, and it was very good. So let's get into it. Let's go on the review, the recap. Oh my god, Friday Night SmackDown was a big one actually. A lot of things
Yeah.
happened, as you guys can see right here. It's a huge little spoiler, but I felt like what we were discussing before is like there was been a lot of filler. There's been a lot of issues with what they've been providing on the show, but now finally they've provided some quality, as they would say. Sorry, trying to adjust my camera here. I don't know. Did I get taller all of a sudden? What's going on here? Is that possible?
Oh, me or you?
Me? Why am I so taller than the camera? Okay, whatever. Anyways, um, yeah, let's go into it. First thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, John Cena comes out. What do you think of the promo? Because it was almost like a goodbye promo.
Well, it was in a sort. Like, that was John Cena's last SmackDown of his career. So I would say, yeah, it kind of felt like it was sort of like a goodbye of sorts. And, um, now we're seeing things winding down. He's got 7 dates left after that SmackDown. Few Raw dates, and then basically just like the pay-per-views and like his final show at Saturday Night's Main Event. So it felt it's like really starting to set in now that like we're not going to really see him, no pun intended, after for after the next couple of months. So it felt kind of cool and kind of nostalgic in a way, just because like he kind of gave his goodbye. Sami Zayn comes out and kind of opens up the United States Open Challenge and challenges Cena for the title. Much like in the same way that Cena kind of not really brought Sami Zayn in, but that was kind of how Sami Zayn debuted on the main roster in the same fashion. So kind of like a full circle moment. And I thought that was pretty cool. The crowd going like booing Sami Zayn was kind of confusing to me.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna mention too. I mean, the promo was a really good
Yeah,
one because he's kind of saying goodbye, and this is how where he started with the whole Kurt Angle
yeah,
thing and
yeah.
SmackDown and all his championship things. And for the first time ever in Chicago, and he's mentioned this too, that they're chanting his name, they're cheering for him, they're saying thank you. He said that this city's meant a lot to him, and mostly they booed him and they sided on CM Punk or other wrestlers. I remember WrestleMania 22 is what he mentioned as well when he fought against Triple H in the main event. They cheered the hell out of Triple H even though he was a
Mhm.
mega heel. Um, and then kind of what happened with Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. Sami Zayn comes in, they boo the hell out of him because he is the opposite of John Cena. And I feel like now anybody who's on the opposite side of the ring of a face John Cena near the end of his career is gonna get booed the hell out of. So it's kind of sad because people obviously they wanted to see Sami Zayn. They were happy when he came out, but when he started talking, they booed him. And then when he offered the championship match, they started cheering because they want John Cena to win everything. So interesting.
I'm hoping that's all it is, because like it seems as though like even online people are kind of they're the Hogan suffix is kind of like the thing that people like to use, and it seems as though people are like somewhat like turning against Sami Zayn in a sense because he won the United States Championship. And there could be a lot of varying opinions as to why that is the case. I think it'll take a couple more weeks to kind of see him as champion to kind of see if like that is what it is or if it's just Chicago being Chicago in a sense. But yeah, kind of it was just kind of weird to me. But the match itself, great stuff. Loved it. This match was just fun. It was just a fun match, and I love how like the I guess the retirement tour has felt a little like it's gotten more life since John Cena kind of went back to doing what he's comfortable with as opposed to kind of him doing something new. But kind of continuing the trend of paying homage to the superstars that he's faced in the past, and kind of like borrowing their moves. And it was cool to see like he brought out the angle slam, he brought out the GTS, he brought out the spear. Yeah, just a lot of different moves from his best opponents over his
It was the
career.
Edge spear, but
Just to kind of
Michael
pay
Cole
out.
said Roman.
Oh, did he say? Well, Michael
Yeah,
Cole's been.
Michael Cole was really bad that night. He said he was just he's like, oh, what a knee by thing. It's like, oh, it's GTS, and then he was like realizing it was his greatest opponents. But yeah, it was a pretty cool tribute. It
Yeah.
was a tribute of all his opponents on SmackDown. His goodbye to SmackDown, really good. I think it ended as a clean way as well. Now that I realize, if we're talking about Michael Cole real quick, they're usually the
Hmm.
Raw group, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, but
Hmm.
because obviously something big happened before it, where Wade Barrett's no longer part of the team, and everyone thought it's because of the whole situation they had with Nikki Bella. Apparently, he talked to her in, I don't know, a degrading way or something like that, or he just doesn't like her. Who knows? But turns
He
out it
said
wasn't.
something on the pre-show. Apparently, I think something that was in reference to like her failed relationship, as kind of like a means to like sort of like draw heat. She wasn't really a huge fan of what he said. But continue.
Interesting. Yeah, it turns out to be false. He asked for it, and then Corey Graves calls out the WWE universe where he's like, "Wow, someone told me that he got fired or something, but he will be back."
I'm
uh,
still skeptical.
yeah, are you?
I'm still skeptical, yeah. Just because, like, it just seems like I'll wait until like he shows back up, but like it just seems very convenient that like now they switched the teams up. Now like Joe Tessitore and Corey Graves are on Raw. Um, what was the SmackDown team? It
It's
was
Corey Graves and Michael
Michael.
Cole.
Was it? Okay, so um, yeah, like if Wade Barrett comes back into the like, cause like, well, we know that Pat McAfee's gonna be back for WrestlePalooza. I think it's just gonna be a one night thing, anyways. But I'll be, I'm interested to see whether or not it is more or less like, oh, the dirt sheets don't know what they're talking about, or if it's like WWE kind of being like, oh, they're talking about this, so let's just like get ahead of it. So like, it seems like it's not that, but it's actually that kind of thing.
Yeah, I still think he may have asked some time off, but I still think just a big issue happened between them, and that's why.
Yeah, yeah.
She also, because someone else called her out online, where apparently she only sleeps with 20-year-olds or something like that. And then
Oh.
she was like, that's not true. It's another rumor that was false. I sleep with 20, 30, 40, 50, even 60, as long as there's a connection. There, she can date, sleep with whoever she wants, is what she said. I'm like, okay.
I She yeah, okay.
So that was the beginning of SmackDown. The match ends in a no contest because Brock Lesnar comes out, and to your point with Sami Zayn, people were saying he is Sammy Hogan. He kicked out of all those finishers, by the way. He said that's like the greatest
Yeah.
finishers of all time. So people were also very upset about that. Um, I thought it was just cool. I
Uh,
just already knew this is a throwaway match, anyways. Like it's
yeah,
not gonna be legit.
yeah, yeah. Plus, like, if you want to like kind of throw it in the kayfabe like storyline issue, like situation, like these are all finishers done by people who can do them properly,
Yeah,
right? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but like, when was the last time you ever saw a superstar borrow someone else's finisher and finish a match that way? So like, people can relax. It's not that big of a deal.
exactly. So Brock Lesnar comes out to everyone's surprise. Still kind of feels like a post WrestleMania thing. He comes, attacks both of them. People booed the hell out of Brock Lesnar. This time I think it's just because anyone boos John Cena or anyone fights against John Cena is gonna get booed. But he heard that and he did the F5 again. And then he goes backstage. He's like, "See you at WrestlePalooza, bitch." And then
Yeah.
it just doesn't sound strong. And a lot of people criticize that online. WrestlePalooza doesn't sound like a good name. I think it's just
No.
okay. People
I
want
have
it.
a theory about that too. Like it kind of sounded like they were piping in the booze a little bit.
Oh, do you think so?
It sounded like it. Like the booze sounded too like they sounded like too much. Like Chicago is a loud city, but like honestly, like it really felt like they kind of overdid the booze a little bit. Like so, to me, it sounded like they piped it in a little bit. Um, but either way, the match is official for WrestlePalooza, Brock versus Cena. Um, and
Piped in, piped
I
bomb, bro.
mean,
They're all the same.
yeah, fair.
Chicago, Chicago. Um, so yeah, that was like the post thing. We're just going through the list from here. Apparently, Aleister Black defeats Damian Priest. I did not see this match, but I heard it was pretty good.
It was a
Um,
pretty good match.
They both had their big entrances and started attacking each other. Says Priest continues to frustrate Black. However, as the Archer of Infamy kept fighting, Priest becomes frustrated as well, hitting a huge Razor's Edge onto Black square onto the announce table. I hate that they're saying that. They just call him Alistair, bro. I'm like reading it as in like a black square. As like, oh, is the steel steps the table? Like, what is he throwing them at? Priest becomes frustrated. Back in the ring, Black uses the referee to hit a dangerous Black Mass into the Archer of Infamy to win the match. You have anything else to comment on that?
Not really.
I think
The match was pretty good.
you said last week that people probably wouldn't care about this match, but because it was such a good night, like a pay-per-view feel that you thought it
Yes.
elevated, people were into it.
Yes, and I still stand by that sentiment. Like, if you had put this on like a random like SmackDown and there was like nothing else going on, then I feel like it would have felt like it was a throwaway. But because of what was going on that night, the crowd, Cena and Sammy starting, and how the SmackDown felt like a big fight feel, so everything on that card just felt like it was elevated as a result of it. So, but yeah, I think the match was really good too. Like I think the crowd was warmed up with the Cena and Sami Zayn match that like they really were into this. Um, Aleister Black's run so far has been interesting to me
Okay,
because I don't really know where it's going.
exactly.
Um, and that's just me. Like, I don't know where it's going. I think it's better than what he was kind of getting fed at AEW over the last like couple of years because there was really no direction there too. At the very least, he's actually being showcased on a week-to-week basis. Um, and Damian Priest, I kind of feel like he's sort of lost too. I think these are just two like lost people, but like because like the rivalry should get me more, but like it kind of doesn't. I will give credit to Damian Priest for how he sold the Black Mass though, because that man sold that shit like a champ.
Oh yeah,
He had like this like far away look in his eyes, like kind of like
knocked out.
he got hit by a truck. Like it was very good. It was sold very well.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna have to. I was gonna go over the last couple Smackdowns and stuff and rush through everything, but see what I've missed. But it's good. Um, it's interesting just on that topic as you were saying, because we were talking about Raw soon with Rusev. It's just like some of the characters they've added. Again, this is kind of why the weekly events have been kind of lame the last couple times because like we want things that are more entertaining, more fun. I guess we want better rivalries, more serious stuff. We just feel like a lot of things have been bland. Maybe that's why Aleister Black and Rusev are just like there. They haven't had anything pushed. But the same thing with SmackDown because the next point is going to be similar. The Women's United States Championship. Was it a United States Women's Championship match? It just says Women's Champion Julia defeats Michin. So we had a huge issue with
It
this.
was for the United States Championship.
We had a huge issue with this. And I guess that could be a rant of the day, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But the women on SmackDown are not getting showcased enough, and I feel like partly it's because of the SmackDown being 2 hours now instead of the 3 hours. Um, there's not that many women on that side, and then I think me and Matt last week we went through the roster just to confirm who can compete because now that they have the women's United States title, they don't have enough women to compete for it. It's always Julia versus either Michin or Zelina Vega. Like there's no one else there. Chelsea Green's now in the tag team phase. They already kind of pulled that away with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They both got pulled away from the main event scene because of that as well. And the last like 3 weeks, Tiffany Stratton's just backstage talking with either Nia Jax or with Jade Cargill, and there's nothing going on.
Which are two women that she's already faced for that title.
People are sick of it. People are over it. I've seen a lot of rants online. We could talk about it a little bit later in your salt, because I guess it'll be our salt.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know who won. Oh, I guess we know who won, and
Yeah, we know who won.
we really don't care. So and that summarizes it bad because every out of like a packed event, everybody wanted to see this. Everyone knew this was gonna happen. CM Punk comes out. Seth Rollins is actually on a SmackDown. It's not even his brand. He went to the skyboxes in there. He's laughing. He's like, "Wahala, Waluigi, number one." Becky Lynch calls out CM Punk, roasting the hell out of the city, is slapping the hell out of CM Punk. It's not only just like the one slap, but she like kept going and going, and like there were like hard slaps. A lot of people were upset about that online because like what's it called? Double standards. That was like borderline abuse.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I don't really see it that way, but I guess people are entitled to their opinion.
yeah. Um, yeah. And then she's like, "Well, I have someone for you." And then, or sorry, he says, "I have someone for you." And yeah, AJ Lee comes out, huge pop. Everyone already knew it was gonna happen. It was already spoiled earlier this week. We talked about it actually last week's podcast where WWE shop. Someone mentioned is like, "Where's the AJ Lee merch? Like, we want it. Like, what am I supposed to wear for Chicago that day?" And he's like, "Oh, don't." WWE responded to like, "Don't worry, we're gonna have like a lot of stock for WrestlePalooza." Um, so they already spoiled it was gonna happen. Great event, very fun. She beat the hell out of Becky Lynch. That was it. That was probably one of the greatest SmackDowns in a long time. You agree? You like the segment?
I love the
You light it
segment.
up?
I lit it up. I rewatched that segment a couple of times. And like as predictable and as campy as the segment was, like it's like one of those things where it's just like it's gonna happen, but it still feels pretty damn good when it does. And everything about that segment just felt great. Just sort of like because it's like, what world or reason does Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins have to be on a show that's not even theirs in the first place? But like Seth Rollins sold the whole thing like beautifully. Honestly, like this like whole program between like the four of them has been like my favorite thing to watch on wrestling for like the last little bit. So everything about it was just like great, and just seeing AJ back for the first time in a very long time has been really cool to see too. So, yeah, that was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Yep. Very good SmackDown, and it bleeds into Monday Night Raw. I think we were a little busy that day because we went to practice. But I did see half of it, and then I finished the rest right now. So let's head to Monday Night Raw. I did have it up here. Um, and yeah, it's something that again me and Matt were kind of complaining about before, where like we need something different, we need change, we need old wrestlers mixed with new wrestlers to make things entertaining, make things fun, create new rivalries. And as we were just saying right now, SmackDown's missing a lot of like top end talent. So like Becky Lynch had to go from one brand to the other. They introduced AJ Lee. The problem about that, Derek, is that looks like they're going to Raw because we're now on Monday Night Raw. They're all Raw wrestlers. Um, and now I'm feeling like Raw is like action packed and full of good characters, and SmackDown has very few.
Got
So
nothing. Got nothing. Yep.
Monday Night Raw. Let's start with what happens. Jey Uso comes out. Everyone's eating. It's a fun time. Everyone loves to eat. There's Milwaukee this time. They're loving the eat. They're in there. Comes out of the shadows twin brother Jimmy Uso. It's no longer just me Us, it's just us Us, bro. The crowd was amped. I was amped. You were amped. We were amped. Really, really cool to see the Usos finally back together. They go into the ring. They started talking. People are hyped. Braun and Braun come out. They're trying to talk their ish. But Jimmy and Jay, bro, you already know why they're the greatest tag teams of all time. Dude, they're twins, so they play off of each other so well. You can really tell that Jey Uso is the hype man in the background, while Jimmy Uso is the guy who can properly talk and cut that promo. Very fun, very enjoyable. They brought back all the you the twos, we the ones. Welcome back to the Uso Penitentiary. We're back in your city. Like it was lit, bro. They were going back and forth. You know the little back and forth commentary that they do with like, you're trash, yeet. You know, like you're Bellin, yeet. Why do you guys have the same name? Yeet. It was so jokes. And at the end, he's like, now you're teamed up with Paul Heyman, who is like the wise man, yeet. And then they said, what was his other one before? The
So
advocate, the advocate,
the
yeet.
advocate,
And instead of saying
aka
the AKA that one, and instead of
yeah,
saying Oracle, he said Orca.
yeah.
And then Jay's like, he looks like one too. And Jimmy broke character, just starts laughing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god, it was so funny, bro. And he's like, true. And they went to attack. LA Knight gets involved. Jimmy Uso Jay Uso gets upset because LA Knight almost bumps into him. LA Knight stops. He's like, I'm sorry. He moves out of the way. Jay Uso gets squished. So then they didn't look like they were in good terms. And that's how the beginning ends. Next match is Grande Americano versus AJ Styles, because AJ Styles is just feuding anyone that is Hispanic, really, at this point.
Mhm.
Something happened over the weekend where someone commented about AJ Styles. It was probably Jor or Jay. I don't know which one's the one that hated him, but maybe it's both of them. Where they didn't like the booking of AJ Styles, and the son of AJ Styles was like, "Yeah, you're not the only one," which caused some controversy in the back. On a commercial break, AJ Styles grabbed the microphone and he mentions it. He's like, "I know we're not on TV or whatever. I'm going to say what I have to say. There's someone out there who doesn't want me to succeed, pretty much." And then they start their match. What do you think on that? Do you think it's just like another recovery, or do you think it's?
Um,
Did you see it?
I saw it.
Okay,
I saw it. Yeah. Um, I think this was like, and I've been on it all week. I honestly feel like it was a worked shoot. Like it was one of those things that they try to make into a real situation, but like I feel like they planned it. I think AJ and were like, well, yeah, if they're gonna be talking about that, then let's turn this into something.
makes sense.
Yeah, like
I don't think
we'll
AJ
see.
Styles
I
is like
guess.
the salty kind of person anyway. So yeah, they had a sick match though.
Yeah, they did.
Mini Grande Americano came out, was surprising.
Yeah, they've been kind of weird with how I guess like the whole Americano thing has been going lately, because like I don't know, like one night like one will show up, one night two will show up, one night like they won't be mentioned for weeks. Like I don't really know what they're doing with it, but oh yeah, it was a fun match though. They had a really good match. The finish I thought was really cool too. So but yeah, the match was fun.
Dragon Lee came out to assist them. This seems like be a little tag team moving forward. I know they had some backstage conversations. I don't know if this little summary shows the backstage conversations. It doesn't. I'll mention a couple in between. AJ Styles did have a comment with Grande Americano. That's why they went out in the first place. Penta had a promo backstage where he wants to become the Intercontinental Champion. He's disappointed, like kind of the way he's being booked. A lot of people agree because he's kind of hyped. Rusev comes, and this is where we kind of mix it with Aleister Black, where he's like, he has nothing else going on. He's like, I want the championship too, pretty much. And they started talking ish. I was like, see you guys later. That's pretty much the end of that. Um, Nikki Bella, I guess, has a conversation with Io Sky because Io is very excited to fight Lara. Sorry, Lara Valkyria, Stephanie Valkyria, but Stephanie Valkyria couldn't not attend that night because we're supposed to have a contract signing. So that's where the whole conversation comes in. Asuka's just she's just being mean. She's being a bully. She comes out and pretty much hates on Nikki Bella. And they're like, oh, we're both kind of legends. Let's fight. So they're going to fight a little bit later. All those backstage promos are setting up matches, kind of like this one where Raquel Rodriguez fights Lara Valkyria. There was some interference from Roxanne Perez. It was a very sick match. I don't know if you saw it through and through, but it was really good. They
I did.
did very good. Lara Valkyria needs to work more on her mic skills, but her in-ring performance is unbelievable. It was really, really fun. And then she lost, which I was very surprised. I thought Roxanne Perez was supposed to interfere, but Raquel grabs her, throws her in the Chingona bomb, aka the I don't even know what they call it now, but yeah, she finishes her. It was very surprising. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Rip to her. Cut to a Bailey promo. She still doesn't know what she's gonna do. She still wants to talk to Lyra. She doesn't want to talk to Lyra. Who knows where that's going? But that was the end of her promo. Judgment Day eventually does have a promo a little bit later where they mention they're going to slap Lara again next week because Roxanne Perez is supposed to fight her now. So I was thinking maybe Roxanne was supposed to interfere, but she may have missed her spot. They talked to Dom a little bit. They were kind of upset with Dom because he's not appearing anymore, but he said he's focusing on his AAA title match this Friday. So that was kind of the end of that. Wow. Yeah, I forgot this is in the middle. AJ Lee comes out with the women's intercontinental title belt. Very surprised because I forgot she even took it. Becky Lynch left it in the middle of
Well,
the
it
ring.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't televised.
Okay, yeah, that's
It
why it
wasn't
wasn't.
televised, but like yeah, it was a post. It was a post TV thing. But yeah, she left it in the ring, and then like she picked it up and went to see a puck. And she's like, "I keep this." Is like, "Yeah, it's yours." And then she just like
Oh
she just
yeah.
took it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, she had the title. She was pretty much welcoming herself back to the WWE universe. Everyone was super hyped. Those were loud pops.
Mm-hmm.
She says that if you guys don't know me, I'm your wrestler's favorite wrestler. It's like I went to therapy, and as you said earlier, therapy,
Yeah,
therapy.
yeah, therapy chance is crazy.
She was really good. I think she still has that kind of like crazy look in her eye, which is pretty cool. I feel like she was kind of not rough around the edges. I thought she still needs a little bit more work. I feel like she was like drifting off a little bit, and she seemed emotional at the beginning, looked like she was gonna cry.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll get back in their
I
groove.
mean, yeah, but like she's did pretty well considering. Like it's her first promo in 10 years, so like I'm not expecting her to be like, you know, like phenomenal. But no, I thought like yeah, there were a couple of times where I kind of felt like she was sort of like talking herself through the promo, making sure that like, all right, cool, like
They got all the
let me
points
get
through.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me get comfortable and stuff like that. But then like yeah, once like I think once Becky came out and they were kind of feeding off of each other, like it felt more natural and it felt really really good. So
Becky has been really good as the heel. She's been calling out the cities a lot. The crowd
yeah,
was very interactive in the front row, especially. They were
yeah,
yelling crazy chants at her. And then good for Becky, she was like mixing in their commentary with the promo because it was definitely not a part of it. They even called her a chicken, and then the guys were dancing the chicken dance. It was kind of funny. Um, because AJ Lee was trying to be like all gas lighty, but she's like, if you want it, come get it in the ring. Seth Rollins comes out. Seth Rollins also gets toasted by the crowd. He also mixes that in. He wants to step up and
it
be
was
the
really
man
good.
and try to confront AJ Lee. And AJ Lee calls that out. It's like, oh, how man sizing of you or something like that.
Uh,
Hooks him. CM Punk comes in, and they've made the agreement where she'll give the belt back as long as they get the tag team match at WrestlePalooza. They agreed. People were hyped. It looks pretty lit. I think it's gonna be a very fun match. Um, and AJ Lee freaking grabs the title and just chucks it at Becky Lynch, bro. It was so funny. Yeah. What did you feel overall about the segment? CM Punk didn't speak. The music of AJ Lee
Didn't
came
have
out at the
to.
end.
Yeah, didn't have to. Honestly, like again, like it's been the favorite part of my like I rewatched that segment twice.
Oh, did you?
It's been I did like it like their program has been like it's just because it's just like it's just it's funny. It's like it's nostalgic. It's quirky. It's like it gives me the same feeling as I don't know if you've been watching NXT, but like the Joe Hendry spots that they've been doing at NXT, it gives me like the same feeling. It's just like dorky, funny, humorous, but also kind of cool stuff that they're doing. But it's like everyone's into it. So like and like during a time too where a lot of people were saying that the whole CM Punk and Seth Rollins feud was stale. This has breathed life back into it by adding AJ into the mix, right? So
Okay. Very good promo. Very. That was the middle of Raw. That should have main evented, honestly. As
yeah,
we
it
mentioned.
should have been invented to be honest.
As we mentioned before, Rusev fights Penta. I thought the match was really lit. Finally, they had both of them. I feel like two wrestlers that don't have much going on try to qualify and get themselves an intercontinental title match. At the end, the New Day does interfere because Penta's been kind of feuding with them. Costs Penta the match. Rusev ends up winning, and I think that's just that. Really. Continuing forward, Asuka versus Nikki Bella. They fought pretty well. I thought it was a really good match to what they could do. Felt sometimes Nikki Bella's still kind of a little bit slow in the ring. And to my surprise, I thought I don't know why I'm blanking here. I thought Kairi Sane was going to interfere, but Asuka beats Nikki Bella clean. Not only beats her, she kicks the shit out of her, then puts her in a submission and buries her ass, bro. Like, I know she's supposed to be the legend, she's supposed to be hype, she's the big name that they brought back. I didn't think she was going to continue wrestling, but I guess she is part of the roster now. Again, SmackDown losing, Raw winning right now with all this talent. But yeah, Asuka made her tap like a bitch. I was very surprised. I don't know if you watched it fully or how you feel about that, but I thought they were gonna elevate Nikki Bella a little bit more, but no.
Watch the match. So I was you already know I was on the phone like that entire
Oh
for
yeah,
a
forgot
majority of
about that.
Raw.
Yeah,
And then once I got back into it, I was just like, okay, I want to get through it. And like this match was not one of the matches I cared to watch. Um,
you should watch it. It's good.
and I don't want to. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's good. I don't know. I don't really care for Nikki Bella right now. To be honest,
Maybe that's why they made her tap.
I'm burnt out. Yeah, but maybe that could have been why. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm hating, but I just don't care for her right now. So I didn't really care to see that match. Everything that Asuka's doing for me right now in regards to like her character or what they're planning on doing with her has nothing to do with Nikki. So I didn't feel like watching a match was going to do anything for me, and I was right. I watched the segment after, I watched the segments before, and all that stuff was like advancing Asuka stuff. But Nikki's kind of like just there right now, so I didn't really feel like I needed to watch a match. And you confirmed that like like again the match was good, but like outside of that, like nothing really significant came out of it. I guess except for like the post
Yeah, I was gonna
thing,
say the
which
post thing. Rhea Ripley gets
but
involved. They mention, you know, Asuka was just like, "I'm the winner. I'm the best women's wrestler in there." And then people were like, "Well, they were like, sorry, Rhea Ripley and Nikki said that they could go again and fight whenever, and that Io Sky's the one fighting for the World Women's Championship, but not you. You know." So still teasing her heel turn. Should be fun. Last match of the night: Big Bronson Reed versus LA Knight. Another one where Braun and Braun interfere because oh, sorry, I missed one segment before this. Very important. Jay Uso packed his bags, was ready to leave. Jimmy was like, "What are you doing? We have to run the play." He's like,
mhm.
"What play?" Like, "I'm done for the night. It doesn't concern me." He's like, "What concerns me is winning back the World Heavyweight Championship. That's mine." And he did mention a couple of things where it sounded like Roman. Forgot what he said exactly, but it was the exact
He
same
said it.
lines. Hmm?
Yeah, he said that like what we need to focus on is like smashing everybody kind of thing. Um, yeah, and then like and then Jimmy made the comment that he's like, "You're sounding a lot like Roman right now," kind of thing, right? So
Mhm. Which is cool. They're teasing a little bit of a heel turn, which
yeah,
I think
and
is
then
really sick.
yeah, and then
OTC
Jay kind of
too.
mentioned it's like maybe like what I'm doing isn't really working right now, kind of thing. So maybe I have to sound like him. And yeah, so
Mm. So that brings Jimmy backstage with LA Knight. He's like, I'm here to help you. LA Knight brings back the Bloodline days where Jay's cost him the championship, Jimmy's cost him the championship, so he doesn't like them. And he says he'll do it on his own. He fought on his own against Braun and Braun, and he died. He lost. Clean, bro. And then they beat the hell out of him. Jimmy tries to save him. Didn't work. Jay tries to save him. Kind of worked. Until LA Knight came with a chair. They were all good until, by our surprise, Jay spears the hell out of LA Knight. And then everyone started booing Jay for the first time in God knows when. And that was the end of Monday Night Raw. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
it was interesting to me.
Well, I get water. I'm
I
still
still
listening.
don't know. Okay, I'm gonna get water after you get back. But it was very interesting to me just because, like, for me, um, I don't know how I feel about how it ended. I don't know if this really truly confirms a heel turn or if this is just kind of like we know that there has been lingering tension between the two of them for a time, so maybe this is going to start off a little bit of a rivalry. It feels like it's kind of poor timing to kind of do a heel turn for Jay right now when he's supposed to have a tag team match with his brother against like the Bronze. But at the same time, um, I find it to be kind of funny just because, um, you know, officials of the WWE have always said that they try to market their programming for the people who buy the tickets to the show and not for the internet people who think they know how to book uh the shows or book the characters. And yet it feels like the heel turn was more so inspired by all the people online who talked about how much they dislike Jay's position. Because if they were listening to the fans and the arena, like he's one of the most over characters on their show. So to me, like the way that it ended just kind of felt kind of weird how it came together. Because it wasn't even like it was like, oh, like LA Knight like brushed him the wrong way and then he got speared. Like Jay kind of just crashed out and just
Oh,
speared
fully.
him, even though like LA Knight like saved his ass, right? Like the way it kind of came together just felt a little bit like rushed and kind of confusing. Um, but yeah, we'll see how this coming Monday night goes in regards to how they follow up with that. It was unexpected, and honestly, for me, seeing because a lot of people have commented how like Monday Night Raw has started and ended the same way for like every week for like the last few weeks, where it
Yes.
starts with Division and it ends with Division, and there's like a main event match that's involving like some member of the Division,
Then
and
everyone
there's like
interferes.
some outside interference, and then like it's like a beatdown, and that's how the show closes. So the way that it kind of closed like this, it was different, and it wasn't like the typical way it closed the show. But um, I'm very much a component of capturing the moment and being able to run with it, as opposed to just doing something for the shock value, right? So it's like the spear to end it definitely was shocking, but like where you go from here, how you carry it is what's going to make me feel as to whether or not it was a good way to go or not, kind of thing, right? So,
I think me and Seba actually pretty much liked it. I liked it actually. It's a change of
mm,
pace. Jay becoming the heel. It's something not expected because they make so much money off of him and people are so hyped about him. Imagine if he becomes the next tribal chief or if he joins the the Vision. You know, if you can't beat him, join him. I think it'd be
mhm.
pretty shocking and pretty cool to see a heel Jay, and maybe this could push Jimmy to the face scene as well. So we'll see how this goes from here. Again, they have the tag team match. We'll see when they do the War Games match. I'm hoping it's the Vision versus probably the Bloodline, and then Jay may turn. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a good Raw. So,
Yeah, I think the route was good.
should we get into the sheets? There's a couple important things that just happened because
Yeah,
they announced a bunch of things as well, and this
Mhm.
pertains like right after Raw or even during Raw, where these things were coming out. And the last couple of days, new stuff came out. So, you want to start with that? I don't know if there's
Sure.
any other things in the background besides me mentioning the whole Nikki Bella stuff. Um, where is she? There it is.
Yeah, you know just what you're doing to me. Let's get lost in the sea.
I know I have to update my OBS, but I definitely have to update probably these apps because for some reason it doesn't play the first time. But yes, this is Matt's dirt sheets where he nuts up and shuts up, but he's not here. So, all right, let's talk about a couple things that were in the sheets. And as time went on, looks like it's going to be serious. The first being one Friday Night SmackDown. Brock Lesnar, rumored to be there. He is going to be there. It's confirmed. I think the last. Oh, maybe it was confirmed on Raw. Brock Lesnar is going to be on
Yeah.
SmackDown. He's going to talk his ish.
Yeah.
Promote WrestlePalooza, bitch. And I guess gave his reason why he's attacking John Cena, besides being one of his final opponents. Monday Night Raw was another rumor, also confirmed that John Cena will be attending Monday Night Raw now next week in wherever city they're in the middle of nowhere. So it should be fun. I think the pay per view's next Saturday or the Saturday after, something like that. But we'll see.
20th. Oh yeah, not this coming Saturday, but a Saturday after. So
Okay, so yeah, this is the last week. It's their go home show for John Cena to promote. Should be really fun. It's kind of sad that John Cena is not on SmackDown because it's not something you really look forward to on SmackDown anymore. As Cody Rhodes is
Mhm.
coming back, they are losing their star power. So those were the
Speaking of
first
Cody
things.
Rhodes,
That's the other one.
that's
Spit.
the other one. Triple H confirmed that Cody Rhodes is going to be at WrestlePalooza next Saturday. So, and I think it's been confirmed. I think McIntyre versus Randy is happening this Friday.
Yeah, I think they announced it on Raw where they're going to be fighting each
Mhm.
other, which should be interesting. I thought it'd be a pay per view match, but maybe they're just quickly going to promote the WWE title match. Who knows what's going on?
Probably.
It's just he was partly making a movie and partly making a baby, so he's been
hmm
busy, you
hmm
know? What else? WrestleMania. Big rumor
Uh,
was going
oh,
around. And that's what was going to be important here in the sheets and an important talking point. WrestleMania is supposedly going to Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania 43. That means New Orleans got stiffed pretty hard. Every other city since like WrestleMania 20 something have been stiffed hard because it's just either you're going to Florida, you're going to New York, or you're going to somewhere who gives you the most money. And it's not been a fun time for everyone else, but it's kind of getting annoying now they're back in Las Vegas next year. New Orleans would have been annoying too because they already been there 1,000 times too the last couple years. But Saudi is just I don't know. It's something that obviously it looks like it was coming. People didn't want it. They're gonna have it anyways. Looks like they're gonna give a lot of money to it because there's another rumor where old wrestlers are gonna come out of retirement to wrestle because they're demanding it. Could be Stone Cold, could be a Rock. Who knows? God, it could be the Undertaker, bro. Me and Seba joked it could be Triple H. Put the heart pacer on, he's good to go. They will be spending a lot of money on that. And it looks like the rumor and the sheets are gonna be real because announced I think today that tomorrow at 3 p.m. WWE can have a huge announcement on their YouTube channel. So looks like it's real. What do you think on that, Derek?
Um, I'm not. I'm okay with it, to be honest. Like, a lot of people are heavily critical on WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia, as if like their city had any chance of hosting a WrestleMania. Like, we're from Canada. We haven't had a WrestleMania since WrestleMania 18. And we have fully resigned the fact that we're probably not going to get another WrestleMania. And that's okay. I think the only difference, it's not okay, but it's fine. We just deal with it. We are very used to just having to deal with things. We deal with the fact that our
Let's go.
sports teams don't win championships.
Well, the Raptors won
uh
2019. That's all I gotta say.
2019. But yeah, that's great. But they don't rate it, but it's fine. Either way, again, the fact that it is in Saudi Arabia kind of means that they had to go all out for this. So for me, I'm actually kind of excited because I feel like if you look even to last year's WrestleMania build, it felt kind of meh. I feel like Saudi Arabia won't tolerate bullshit going into that WrestleMania season. They're gonna want the best of the best. So we might see probably some of the best build for WrestleMania since WrestleMania 17. So I fully believe that we will see a lot of appearances. If there was ever a chance that Stone Cold or The Rock were ever going to come back to WWE, this would be the reason for them to do it. Money talks. Shane McMahon might come back at this point. Hell, Vince might even come back at this point.
Oh my god, don't get me started.
So, whether or not you hate it or you don't, I have other gripes with WWE. Them giving WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia isn't really one of them, but I guess it's related to my gripes with WWE. But as it stands, let's look at it as a positive and say, like, if there was ever a chance that there might be a fantasy match that you might want to see in a WrestleMania card, that year might be the year that it might actually happen. So I would say it is what it is. Buckle up for 2027 and hope that it's going to be a wild ride. And if not, then God have mercy on all of our souls.
If you're having gripes with WWE in general, this brings us to the next thing in the sheets, where
Yes,
there were, I don't know who it was exactly. It was a Shapiro. That's all I know. He was
Mark Shapiro.
There we go. He was speaking
Yes.
about WWE and their ticket sales because now they're making it more expensive. Apparently, the cheapest at WrestlePalooza is like $200 something now in the nosebleeds. People are very upset that they're increasing the prices. They say they're going to continue increasing their prices, and they even mentioned Vince McMahon himself, where he said Vince used to book it around families being able to visit this event. He doesn't want that. He wants money. That sounds pretty shitty, honestly. And I don't know how far that's gonna go until people stop going to the arenas. People stop being able to afford this.
This has been a practice that I feel like I've seen with a lot of different sports markets for a number of years. You look at the Toronto Maple Leafs and how much they charge out the ass for their tickets.
Disrespectful. Horrific.
Even the like a lot of these like sports markets are really trying to price the fans out and kind of push the envelope to see how much they can make their tickets to see how much people are willing to buy them. And to me, part of the problem are the greedy ass like CEOs and corporate executives who feel like they need to make like a crap load of money for something that they really don't need to. And I think part of it too is the consumers, because again, someone's buying this shit. There's gonna be those guys who have all the money to blow, and that will probably make up like maybe like 5 or 10% of like the people who show up. But then there are people who are legitimately like still deciding that like for whatever reason it's still worth it to go to these shows, and like they're fueling the idea that like these guys can do this. This is specifically why I still don't have a Switch 2, because I don't want those fucks at Nintendo to think that it's okay to charge me over about $1,000 for a game console. F you, I refuse, and so I will not get a Switch 2.
It's a great console. I can tell you that.
It is a great console, but I refuse to buy into it. All right? As a consumer, we need to start standing up to these fucks and say, you know what? Enough is enough. You can only push me so far. That's why I appreciate Netflix, because they were able to get me to watch WWE for the low price of $7.99. Meanwhile, in the States, they have to spend like thousands of dollars to get the same amount of content throughout all the networks. But I just feel that like there's just this constant like consistent shift from a lot of these sports markets to try to just make more money than they need to, and to turn their fans away from them, and it's unnecessary. But it's also very funny because like, you know, people are now kind of painting as Vince McMahon as a hero here, because he never really tried to like, you know, he tried to make things affordable so that everybody can watch. But don't forget, people, he still did the shit that he's on trial for. So don't go back and be like, I missed. No, the fuck you don't. All right.
I know. Even if it's not like the perverted sickle stuff he was doing, just like him declining as a boss and being in charge of wrestling and booking for the longest time, like it was mediocre for a long time. So don't think because like it's getting more expensive, like it would get better. Think about quality over quantity at this point. I digress. We mentioned this last week, and I'm gonna bring it back up. Stephanie McMahon's a real one. She says, as you were saying, for the United States people who are watching wrestling, instead of having a billion apps, just get a VPN and watch it on Canadian Netflix. ESPN did not like that, even though it was gonna be the first pay per view on ESPN, WrestlePalooza. Yeah, should be interesting how their viewership goes. There's just one thing being in person, the ticket prices, and another is the people watching at home. So, is there anything else, Derek, that was mentioned that we didn't mention yet?
I don't know if this is real now. I just going through Instagram, and apparently Lawler had another stroke.
Who? Oh, Jerry Lawler. I thought you
Yeah.
said Waller.
Oh no, not Grayson. But apparently,
We're talking
I
Amanda
always saw
Waller,
like one report. Who?
the person from Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Wait, sorry, continue. You had another stroke, eh? That's sad.
Apparently he's fine. Apparently he's fine.
Okay.
I guess it was a mini stroke, but yeah. But yeah, so that's all I got. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from the sheets that. Oh yes, there is something from the sheets that I just saw. Paige went on. I think it was Busted Open Radio. Because I know that she was talking to Dave LaGreca and Natalia. But she was asked about how she felt about AJ Lee's return, and she has stated. I was trying to come up with a smart word to put in front of stated, but she has emphatically stated. There we go. We'll say that. That she is ready to come back to WWE. She is ready to come back as Paige. She wants to go back to WWE. So that little sabbatical that she was talking about taking from wrestling, it's full of shit. We knew what the plot was all along. She wants to go back to WWE. So
she's just waiting. Now she saw
She's
AJ
waiting.
Lee. She's like, I want the nostalgia card too.
Yep.
Typical. Which, if that's the last sheet, it could bring that to our little grain of salt here, if you'd like.
All right, let's do it. Because it seems like you have some grains to
Of course.
salt.
Won't keep saying it. I take it with a grain of salt.
I feel like this is gonna be,
You think so?
I think so.
Big grain of salt is the women's division. That's what we're talking about. Raw's been getting, Raw's been getting everyone. LA Knight switched over. We got Jimmy Uso now on Monday Night Raw. We have the whole AJ Lee, CM Punk thing. Becky Lynch came to SmackDown a couple times, but now it's just momentary to bring characters to Raw. And now all the important storylines are on Monday Night Raw. John Cena has left Friday Night SmackDown to Monday Night Raw. He won't be there. Brock Lesnar is only appearing on SmackDown probably because the spot is vacant. But ever since Cody Rhodes left, I feel like they lost a lot of their star power, a lot of their voice. We were reviewing that with Damian Priest and Aleister Black. We just don't care. They really need to do a draft as quick as possible. They need to shake things up. The women's division on SmackDown have nobody. You want me to go through it with you? I can go through it right now, Derek. If you have the podcast up, of course. You can take a view on this side. I've seen this comment online, and me and Matt talked about it a little bit. Oh my God, it's the wrong one. Oops, almost cut the stream by accident. WWE roster. Champions Tiffany Stratton has barely appeared. Julia barely appeared. Does she even have storyline? Does she even have a character? No idea. So Ruka, eh? Charlotte, Flair, and Alexa Bliss are part of SmackDown, but they've been taken away from the main event and mid-card scene, and they've been thrown into the tag team scene. The only tag team that they're competing with is the Secret Service, and sometimes it gets boring. And those girls could also be competing for the mid card title. And they're also holding Chelsea Green hostage because she should be fighting for one of these belts. So let's go down here and take a look. I mean, we can take a look here. Do you see it, Derek?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, AJ Lee, she's a part of Raw. Don't let them confuse you. Usually they have the things in the background. I'm surprised. Can I just go just woman? Is that a thing here? No? Is that... Well, I mean, we can just go through SmackDown if you really want to. All right, SmackDown. Alba Fire, busy with the tag team division. Alexa Bliss, busy with the tag team division. Barely shown. B-Fab, she's like in the background to the Street Profits now. Bianca Belair is injured. That's a major factor that she's missing the main event scene. Candice LeRae, also in the background to her husband and his boy. Charlotte Flair, stuck in the tag team division. Chelsea Green, not doing anything besides being on NXT. It just skipped on me. Julia's the champion, but she's doing nothing. Jade Cargill is literally doing nothing. Lilia Garcia, apparently an announcer on SmackDown. Michin, we just saw her take an L because that's her billionth match. Nia Jax, again, we discussed that earlier. Nikki Cross is another huge character who's just not being shown at all. She's always in the background. Piper Niven's busy in the tag team division. Tiffany's done nothing. Zelina Vega. That's it. There's no other woman on this division. Look how many mid-card. 1. I'm not going to count her because she's not even being competing for it. Naomi's injured. 2 for Michin. Nia Jax part of the main event. Julia 3. Maybe Chelsea Green, but she's not really there. That's it. There's no one else. What, 3 people were going to fight for the United States Women's title?
3 people have been fighting for the United States title.
Main event scene. Alexa Bliss is busy. These guys are stuck in the tag team. Bianca's injured. Charlotte Flair is busy. They're not even counting Chelsea Green. Jade Cargill won. In fact, Julia teased that she wanted to go for the main title, which is sad enough.
She did.
Nia Jax 2. Tiffany Stratton the champion 3. So those 3 are going to fight for the main title? Isn't that kind of sad?
It's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit sad.
Maybe it's because it's reduced because of SmackDown, but I don't know. Let's check Monday Night Raw real quick. Look at this, bro. Asuka, Bayley, Becky Lynch. That's already 3 people top that could be mid-card or main event scene right there already. Ivy Nile has been competing for the women's title every once in a while. The mid-card. Io Sky, of course. Fantastic. Kairi Sane.
Holy crap.
Kiana James is part of Raw? They're just part of SmackDown.
She's SmackDown.
She's just like a person.
She's Julia's manager. Yeah, she's Julia's manager.
Liv Morgan's injured, but you know, it is what it is. Lara Valkyria, Maxine Dupree, Natalia, Nikki Bella, TCU, Rhea Ripley,
No.
Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vakir, and Zoe Stark whenever she comes back.
Crap.
But bro, they have a fire star power on Raw.
The division is packed.
That's not even AJ Lee. Let's go back to free agents. Brock Lesnar and Omos. All superstars. Current superstars? Adriana Rizzo? Who's that?
She's NXT.
Oh, I guess current superstars. AJ Lee. I didn't see her on there, but AJ Lee is also part of the Raw roster now, so that is very huge. Is Blake? Oh yeah, that's who Blake was. Trying to see if we missed everyone else, but yeah, Raw has everybody.
Wow.
They need Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know if we mentioned that. She was there
We
too.
didn't mention Raquel, but Raquel's there too. Yeah. Yeah, their women's division is stacked. I guess it makes sense too.
They really need to shake it up. And it's kind of sad they should make SmackDown a 3-hour show, but it is what it is. This is where we are at. I don't know if you want
But that's part of the problem.
men's, but our biggest gripe here is that the women need to be showcased more on SmackDown. Clearly they're not being showcased the way they deserved, and the US title is kind of being diminished. Let's look at the Intercontinental Women's title. Becky Lynch versus Lyra. They got Bayley involved. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella, a legend that finally returned, and now AJ Lee as well. Like, and no offense to Julia, she's kind of new, but like Julia's just facing like low card people at this point. No offense. I don't
No,
know.
it's yeah, that's actually kind of loud.
Do you have any salt? Or do you have any more opinion on that?
They need to do something about that. I mean, like they need to do something about it, but at the same time, it's like you, how much can you fit on a 2-hour show?
That's true.
Like, but like at the same time, like if you're gonna be putting Julia in like title matches against like opponents, then I do want to see a little bit more variety than just Michin, because it's like Michin's become like the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division.
Not doing
Um,
anything. Job out.
yeah, pretty much like just putting everybody else over. Uh, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's they have so many stars on Raw, so yeah, it's kind of crazy the huge discrepancy between the two shows.
Because even if Bianca Belair does come back, like again, they're gonna eventually get to the same rotation. Do you think they should call up
Yeah.
NXT women?
I'm trying to think if there's any NXT woman that I feel would benefit from. I think Jada Parker's ready to be called up. To be honest with you,
You think so?
she's kind of she's kind of just been just doing stuff on NXT. I feel like I think she would probably be better off like probably on the main roster. Uh, Lash Legend, I feel like she's been ready for a minute. Who else? Who
Is she still part
else?
of the roster? Oh my god.
What, Lash Legend? Oh,
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was actually thinking about that the other day, because like, yeah, like he hasn't been there like at all, like no mention, no nothing. And then they just like renew his contract.
I don't know. Feel like maybe they shouldn't have at this point.
This-
That's funny. Just look at who else is on this roster. Okay. Do you have any more salt? Nikita Lyons.
Trying to think.
Still in play?
She is still employed. She's on Evolve a lot though. In fact, I think she's on Evolve only because I haven't seen her on NXT in a minute.
Interesting.
But I don't know if I have any grains of salt. Low-key, I'm tired, so.
It's fine. We had a long baseball
Yeah.
practice today, so
Yeah.
pretty tired on my end too. Let's call it
So-
a night. Appreciate you stopping by again. You being back to the podcast. Hopefully soon we get all three of us together. Next week should be
Yeah.
important. It's gonna be the go home shows. We have some important matches and important things happening on SmackDown again, so that's something we finally look forward to. The same with Monday Night Raw, as again they are going to promote to the pay-per-view. Let's see if Cody comes back. Let's see how this match is going to set up for John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. The other two tag team matches with the Usos, the Braun and Braun, the husband and wife tag team one, and we'll see what else they add. Oh, of course, Evil Sky and Stephanie McKeer. They did appear on NXT. We'll mention that very quickly. Very shocking, but it's cool that they have like the old NXT talent coming back to mix up with the new. Having Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie McKeer all on one side of the screen is fantastic. It's very crazy. And we want more of that. Thank you very much. As the words of Booker T, he said something about his lower region, I think, but I think it was misheard. People heard that, but I think he says he needs to give his head a shake or something like that, or let go of his head. But it sounded like something else, and he got canceled for a bit, or not canceled, who knows? But I think I sent that to you. Watch the Instagram thing
He
again.
he did. I saw that I was just like, okay, Booker T's being wild. Like, how bad could it have really been? But I kept on seeing multiple people post about like, yo, Booker T's like crazy for this, and I was just like, oh. So I still haven't watched the video. I am gonna watch it. I'll watch it after this podcast. Maybe we'll just watch it right now.
It also came from the YouTube channel. It was on the like when you transcribe like the letters at the bottom, they translated
Yeah.
it, and yeah, they mentioned the same word. So, anyways, that's enough for us. It's been your boy Eric of EMFC. Oh, he just saw it. If you guys heard it in the background, you guys heard it. That's the one. That's the one. Anyways, should be an exciting week of wrestling. It's been your boy Eric from UFC. Also, Triple A's tomorrow, like 10 p.m. right after SmackDown. So a lot of wrestling to talk about next week. Now I'll say goodbye. Bye bye, Derek.
This is Derek from DMFC.
Yeah,
and
emphasis on D. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.
later.
Where's the ending
Oh
thing?
my god.